This is the voice of freedom. We are not one voice. We are many. We are your voice. But we can only be effective if you use your voice. Your voice. This is the voice of freedom. We will not hide from the truth. We will ask the hard questions until we are sure we have the truth. Welcome to the voice of freedom, where your voice will never be silenced.
As per usual, the bloody communication goes out the friggin' door. This bloke's there, so I don't know. You're gonna have to get a set of headphones, mate.
I'll get me headphones. I'll get headphones and a microphone.
Yeah. That'd be great. At least something nice has happened. Mrs. Captain Canberra has joined us this evening, folks.
Is he live?
I'm very impressed.
Yep.
Very, very impressed indeed.
What's he under?
I'm looking to see if there are
VoF.
no monkeys on that mask at all.
Yes, there are. Yes.
Oh, God.
There are. Yes. Sorry, I'm just doing some tech stuff here.
All right. Okay.
There you go. Now she's showing off again.
I only got.
Let me just say hello to a few of my guests because, you've got heaps already. So I want to say to, that's me. I typed a lot of stuff in there. Tasha Maria's out tonight. Hello, dear. Don't you stay up too late. You've got a big drive tomorrow morning. Sharon, hello. Lovely to see you. No, I don't have a new hairdo. Look at this. See that? That's the result of wearing a baseball cap all day and hair's gone flat. Didn't have the wind blowing in it like I normally do. No sound, says Jinder Lee. No sound to who, Jinder Lee? Still can't hear. Good now. All right, so we got there. All right.
We're there.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Jesus, that lag's going to kill me. Is that headphones?
Yeah.
All right, you can. Somebody's got a lag. It's killing me. Hey, Sue! Nice to see you back here.
Oh, great. You're all here.
You have a good night tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
They're all coming in, are they?
Good trash, man.
They're all coming in.
Yeah.
Just let everybody else
Okay.
know on my channels.
Yep. Go.
Going on.
So we're up live on your channel, Carl. I can see your channel and I've got everything clear on my side. My viewers are, Dave, this is going through Project Matilda. No, this is not going through Project Matilda, Michael. It'll be uploaded there later. Jenny Finlay, I can hear all three. I can't seem to find any of Dave's stuff in Project Matilda yet. We'll sort that out later. Okay, so I'm getting everything good on my side. Daz Peterson says he's seen 84. Mel's seen 127 and I'm seeing 97. So we add them three together, we might be somewhere close, Carl.
No, well, I'm seeing 75. So hello, folks.
Yeah.
Gene's there. Looking forward to this. Gene's on the Gold Coast.
Any Telstra?
Marie's off to the Governor General's tomorrow in Canberra. It's going to be lovely. I heard it was going to be minus, not 4 degrees. I heard it was going to be something like minus 6 degrees in Canberra tomorrow morning. Minus 6 degrees.
Wow. That's cold. Okay, so Jenny Finlay's telling
Sharon, Carl, you need
Jenny's saying we've got all three on YouTube as well. So it all seems to be happening, guys. Okay.
Yeah. All right, can you hear me okay?
Sure can, Mrs. Captain Canberra. Now, Carl, the only reason I was able to get Mrs. Captain Canberra in here tonight is because Tom's decided to do more overtime on the election fraud. So he's going to be spending the whole weekend there, so his wife was available. It's very good, isn't it?
Very generous.
Yeah.
Very generous.
He's a nice guy, old Tom.
Oh, applause. Golf clap. Tom. A polite one at that, with a gentlemanly smile. So you're still doing techie things?
Yeah, just at the moment, I'm just trying to fix the sound here.
Yeah, I'm still trying to do exactly the same. Yeah.
We need to get it confined.
Doesn't
I
happen.
think, well, the lag's not with you. The lag was with the Canberra, Dame Canberra. I'm going to come up with an awful name.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that. Mrs. Captain Canberra. Let's just stick with that. Mrs. Captain Canberra.
Okay. So
So what's the current forecast on the water in the part of the world you're in?
the part of the world I'm in, it's not too bad, Carl. We're just trying to work this out. It's not too bad. It's pretty good down here. The current climate is nice. We haven't been hit too much. A couple of little sprays out today, but not too much around, Carl. Actually, the climate down here, if you're asking about the real climate on the water, is actually pretty nice. The climate I could talk about overseas and what's happening would probably be a little bit different to that because, as for one, folks, my mate Pat King's been released from jail. Now, is that a marker or is that something? Because
just explain to my side who your mate is, will you?
Okay, so Pat King was the guy who really started the freedom movement in Canada and got all the trucks going, and they locked him and George up. So he was more or less a guy I met through doing this sort of thing a few years ago. And me and Pat hit it off really well. And then he's been in jail. He got locked up when they went in and pulled him out of one of the trucks there. After they all got into where was it? The capital. I think it was of Canada. They locked up. They got pretty heavy, brought the police in, took Pat away and a few other people, locked them up. And he's been incarcerated for, I reckon, about 6 months now, Carl. So he was the leader of the Canadian freedom movement, folks, and he's been released. And now, to me, very strange, I never expected to see Pat for another 12 months. Now, wouldn't it be funny if the Aussie Cossack got released? Wouldn't it be funny? I'm not saying he's going to, but wouldn't it be funny? Because it's very strange that under what Canada's going through, Patrick has been released. I'm stoked. I'm over the moon. I can't wait. I've rung them today, but they've probably got some other things to do at the moment. But, yeah, Pat will get back to me for sure. But, yeah, I think that's a really good thing for the freedom fighters, folks, that he's out. You know what I mean? And he's, yeah, that's a good thing.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. I'm just trying to, I'm getting a few complaints about my sound level being a bit low. Now, is that the overall level or just mine, guys? Can you just let me know?
Carl, YouTube, we can't hear you.
That's better now.
Okay. On YouTube, they're having a little bit of
Much better now?
trouble.
So I had to, I've got one of those microphones that gets a lot better the closer you get to it, you see.
Okay.
So this is how I'm giving you a secret of voiceovers now. Unless you didn't notice any difference at all, I suppose that's just a waste of bloody time.
Here's a good comment from Nicole. She just says on my channel, Carl, I'm wondering in such a wide audience, is there any promoters keen to get Pink Floyd to Australia? I know a couple of promoters in that line, actually. Yeah. Do some pretty big shows. Anyway, Pink Floyd will be all right. We'll get Pink Floyd over for our breakthrough party.
I would love to think. I don't think they're going to get here.
No.
Well, one of them was dead. Richard Wright's passed away. Or I think turned 70 something recently. Doesn't mean he can't play. He still put out an album last year.
Yep.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
God, Kaz, that is the most annoying thing in that flag.
Well, one thing I have been thinking about,
and,
Carl.
Nick Mason.
Yeah.
Nick Mason's doing all sorts of stuff. Dave Gilmour put together an album of stuff that never made previous Floyd albums. They put that out together. That wasn't too bad. But I don't think Gilmore needs to travel. I heard that, you know, the last 2 tours that they've done have grossed him personally over $100 million.
Oh,
You know, the merchandise sales, everything else they get, doesn't need to do it. They don't particularly like touring. I don't think being on the road. They've been everywhere they want to be and seen everything they want to see. I think now they just want to be landed gentry back in the UK and contribute where they can. Unfortunately, Dave Gilmore is not on our side of the argument.
no.
He's very definitely also on the NATO side of the argument when it comes to Ukraine.
Yep.
So, yeah, well, it's for everyone to make up their mind, I guess.
Yeah. Well, one of the all-time rockers that I'm a bit worried about at the moment is our mate from the Rolling Stones, Keith Richards, because, I mean, Carl, if we don't win this war, what sort of a world are we going to leave Keith Richards? I mean, the guy doesn't die. He's here forever, mate. So, you know, we got to think about this seriously. The guy's been a tribute to rock and roll. And, I mean, we got to leave this guy a world that he can actually live in, mate.
Yeah, I agree. But, God, I don't know. It's such a... well, it's a big question, isn't it? I mean, some have said Keith Richards is you know, passed away 15 years ago. It's just his body, he refuses. It's got too much energy in it from everything he's taken over the years to stop moving. I think that's pretty unfair.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look, when you look at him, you couldn't really see he's had a lot of that adrenaline shiny stuff.
Yeah. Too right.
Because if he had, he'd look a lot better.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I've got, so Carl, we're going to try something here, and I think he's only going to come in on my side, but we'll work this out in a minute. But there's something going on down the shrine, and I got a phone call today, so I want to bring Glenn in for just 5 minutes to let us know what's going on. Now, we'll work out what's going on. We may be able to get him over to your stream because I can see Captain Canberra's wife working very intently in the background there. So I'm just going to throw him into my stream now, and we'll see if we can't get a sound on him. How are you, Glenn?
Yeah, good, mate. How you doing?
Good. We're just seeing if we can get you into Carl's stream, because what we do on a Friday night, we've been trying to be smart. There you are. You're up on Carl's stream as well, Glenn. Captain Canberra, your wife is a magician. Thank you. Now, Glenn, you rang me today and you told me something's going on down the shrine that we should probably know about, and you'd like to get a word out there to people. And so I thought I'd bring you on the show and let you explain exactly what's going on. So firstly, Carl Leibold is above you there. We've got Captain Canberra's wife in here and myself. So Glenn's one of the people that's been arrested a few times down in Canberra. He's one of the stalwarts that was down there for a very long time. He's an ex-veteran. And he's got a word to put out here tonight. So, Glenn, we'll give you the floor, mate. Go.
Yeah, thanks, mate. So this just hit the radar for me a day or so ago. So it's been on Melbourne radio. And basically the Shrine of Remembrance in Melbourne has become so woke that they have they've actually put an exhibition in the galleries to include LGBTQ plus whatever service. So as you may or may not know, most people that are on this page do realise that that's simply the Trojan horse for paedophilia.
Yep.
So as a veteran, this doesn't sit very well with me. And on Sunday at approximately 5 o'clock, they're actually going to light up the shrine with the gay pride flag.
You're kidding me.
Now, a little bit of no, mate. So a little bit of a history lesson on the shrine. A little bit about my service. So I served. My great-grandfather served. My grandfather served. I was a volunteer guide at the Shrine of Remembrance for a number of years. So I'm a former insider, and this hurts me greatly. I basically walked away from my position at the Shrine of Remembrance Anzac Day 2 years ago, after the debacle that was, with only so many people allowed at the shrine, yet virtually unlimited numbers at the Shrine of Football in Melbourne, being the MCG. So this cuts deep, and this isn't the sort of thing that our Anzacs fought for, and this isn't the reason that I went overseas either. So this is totally woke, and this is basically eroding even further the alpha male, which in essence the total narrative is about. But this is big news in Melbourne. Big news. And it should be big news across Australia.
My word, it should.
I, for one, am disgusted. I'm disgusted, mate. I truly am.
So what are we going to do, Glenn?
So, well, moving forward, there will be a protest in Melbourne tomorrow at 12 o'clock. That's always on. But on the Sunday, they're looking at gathering at the Shrine at 12 o'clock on the forecourt. Now, that's already organised. And they do have a service there every Sunday on the forecourt, honouring a particular battle or whatever the case may be. And they normally have a veteran there read the ode and lay the wreath. And incidentally, I participated in the second ever service of that nature as well when I was a presentable veteran and they trusted me to put the suit on and say the right things. That's no longer the case. So I'm basically calling upon veterans and members of the freedom movement. They can suit themselves, but I think the veterans need to drive this, and that isn't the reason that we signed on in the ADF, and it's certainly not the reason that our forebears signed on. So they've totally politicised the Shrine now, and they're trying to totally emasculate the alpha male. That's the way I see it in a nutshell. So,
okay.
When you say, Glenn, that,
yep.
There's been a lot of news in Melbourne about it. How are the mainstream media spinning this? Are they behind this 100% and calling anyone who says, "Oh, I don't want this, to happen" as a bigot or somebody against LGBTQ, ABC,
yeah, and
whatever they are?
And that's exactly what you're going to get called when you discuss this. But I think in this forum and those that actually listen to this feed, they're on the right page anyway. So I'm certainly not scared to speak up on this forum, but I know on ABC Radio and whatever else, Neil Mitchell's been big on calling it out for what it is, and they've basically politicised the Shrine as they've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years. Carl, so Lucas Moon, I think, also spoke out. Lucas Moon's a veteran, and I think he's the next president of Hawthorn RSL or one of those. And he basically called it out as we shouldn't be politicising the Shrine, and that's not why the Shrine of Remembrance is there. So yeah, there's a big groundswell down here, and I think it would be a good one for the freedom movement to support their veterans, because if we can get the veterans there and make our point,
yeah,
it's just another nail in the coffin of the enemy, I guess.
Amen. Well, that's exactly right, Glenn. So there's the call out, guys. Glenn, thank you for your service. Number one, should have said that before as soon as I brought you on the show, mate. We love it. Nah. And I've been side by. There he is. We got him there. Well, I've been side by side.
Tactical Ted Long ride as well.
Yeah.
A few people know him from Canberra.
Yep. Yeah, I've been in the trenches with.
Photo taken with the Governor General's wife while we were there.
Yeah.
And Rick got his photo taken with him. But yeah, the Governor General's wife was a bit of a prize.
Certainly was.
So there you have it.
Nah. And look, thanks, Glenn. I've been in the trenches with you up there in Canberra, mate, and you're a solid guy. You've been arrested a few times, mate. You haven't cared. You haven't given in to them. You haven't took one backward step, mate, which is Australia. It's what we got to do. So, again, thanks for your service, Glenn. Thanks for your comments. So that's the normal thing in Melbourne at 12 o'clock on Saturday, folks, and then the forecourt of the Shrine. Okay, we're putting a call out for Sunday. 35 genders and the LGBT community, folks. Well, not at our shrine, guys. Come on. Not at our shrine. You know, do I need to get in my car and drive down for Sunday and get on the mic? I hope not. All right. I hope there's a lot of people there and you guys will get something going.
I'll do it for you.
You'll do it for me. Thanks, Glenn.
I'll get on the mic.
I trust you do a great job too, buddy. All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
We do it.
No, thanks for coming on. The call's out, people.
Thank you so much, Simon. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, but we'll work on Sunday from about 4:30 for the next few Sundays at the very least. And I would like the veteran community to drive this amongst the freedom movement first and foremost, because you know it's our shrine, and this is the spirit of the Anzac being absolutely desecrated.
Yeah.
You got some bloody fans on here, mate. Yeah, it's everyone's in here. Glenn, you're a legend. Glenn, yeah. Well-known gentleman in the front, you know, and yeah.
I paid them well.
Yeah, no, you should be proud of it, mate. You've done a very good job down there, Glenn. It's been unreal, mate. But thanks for the call out. Let's get there on Sunday. Hopefully there'll be people live streaming down there, folks. So if you can't get there, get on the live stream. Have a look at it Sunday. See what's going on. In Melbourne, we'll have live streams lit up everywhere. So.
Somebody here is just a quote, mate. Thank you, John Peter. Rainbow is bad camouflage for military people.
Yeah, so the regular service kicks off every Sunday at 4:30, boys. So I think we don't need to rumble their service. We just need to address their service.
Right.
But we need to be respectful because that's what it is. It's sacred ground. It's sacred ground. We don't want to decimate it. We just want to prove our point. Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
Thanks, Joel. Thanks, Paul. Really appreciate it.
Nah, thanks again for your service, Glenn. Hope to catch up with you soon, mate. And all the best to you and everyone in Melbourne on the weekend, mate. Give it the best shot. Thanks, Guy.
Awesome, mate.
Thanks, Glenn. Bye.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Right.
getting a little bit harsh, Carl, when they're putting the LGB flag, colours up on our veteran shrine, mate. But you know what they've done in America is just disgusting, mate. They've woked out the whole armed forces, mate. It's just incredible, absolutely. You know, when Glenn would have signed up and that, it would have been actually an illegal offence within the military or the defence forces to actually be homosexual, Carl. And now here we are. We got 35 different genders, and we're promoting the LGBTQ or the other friggin' whatever they are. You know, I don't know. Yep.
So we've still got that lag coming through to
Yep.
the point where I can't even talk properly.
Okay. You got a bit of lag up there now. So we've got, what have I got here? Have you got a clip there, Carl?
I may have a clip.
That it would have been sent by the producer? Who's on the...
Oh, email.
No, I can't.
No, who's this?
I'm not going to be able to get. I'm sharing the screen, so I won't be able to actually.
That's someone. Let him in. We have a visitor.
We had a visitor, Carl. We'll just drop them into my stream. No, they've dropped out. Okay, cool.
Okay. Maybe I've just lost my stream.
Have you?
What's he on?
What? No, you're still live on my end, Carl.
So many friggin' windows
What's
left.
he on YouTube?
On YouTube, you'll be...
Oh, yeah. No, I'm still there. Righto.
Yep.
Hang on.
What's he on?
No, we got you. So if I go over here, I'll be able to see
I'm getting these.
what's going on your channel.
What's he on? Okay.
He's on
Ask him. What channel are you on, Carl? On YouTube?
I'm on Voice of Freedom.
Yeah, thought so.
That's the only one that's allowing me at the moment. Let me just go through a few of the I've really got to go and find the right glasses for what I'm doing here. I can't see a bloody thing. Carl, the sound is muffled. Right. The sound sounds perfect here. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm from the lag that I'm hearing, it sounds fine at Hazard's end, if that's where that bloody speaker is.
Yeah, no, it does. I'm the one with the lag, and I'm just trying to learn to live with it, yeah, and just jump in when I can to get a word in. But, well,
Yeah, well,
he's sitting up here on VoF.
because I can't talk with that sort of a lag. It's really
Is it VoF?
especially while you're wearing headphones. If you had headphones, you probably understand.
I might have to get some.
It's a bit better now. Thank you, Oz Patriot. Hugh. Sounds crap for the whole show. Thanks, Jinder Lee. I'm a bit concerned as to why that would be the case, because everything I am currently doing is the same as everything else I usually do. Maybe just down to some settings here.
Sounds fine on mine.
Sounds fine on one of our ends, Carl. Here we've got another thing going here, and it sounds pretty good on there. But yeah, we'll work it out. It's only the second time we've done it. Like, you know.
Yeah, I think it's this bloody great sound loop.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is giving us a little bit.
The problem. So headphones. No headphones?
No, I haven't got any, no.
Sounds fine here.
Yeah. Sounds good here. I think it's just a studio we're having trouble with.
Thank you, John. Sounds awesome to you. Okay. And yet Suzette says I sound like I'm on another planet. So that sounds like
Loot.
I don't know.
This
This little microphone isn't renowned for sounding like shit, I can tell you. They cost a lot of money. And I've had this one for years. Dear old girl, she's been with me forever.
Okay, so they're saying
kind of microphone that you can put on the moon.
Yeah.
Carl's coming from the moon.
Listen to people. Carl's coming to us from the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be somebody's audio coming back.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, well, mine's fine here because I got one down.
If it's going to continue like this, I'm not prepared to hit up with it because it's just intolerable. I can't deal with that lag.
All right.
So I might just drop out of you guys and keep going myself for a little while.
Okay, you do that, and then I'll go onto here and drop a few stories in, and then we'll maybe sometime over the weekend, Carl, we'll have a look at this and see what we can do. Let's get Project Matilda up and happening, which is happening actually, folks. It's going really well. So yeah, it's not far off.
Hang on a second.
Everyone's saying just keep going.
Yeah, everyone's saying it's fine. They want us to keep going, Carl.
I can hear them. I can hear both of this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. We can all hear what people are saying. Even the imperfect people need to settle.
Okay, so is our producer going to throw a couple of clips at us? We've got someone here, Carl.
Keep going. We can deal with it.
I'll move my
We can put up with
and
it.
bring it a little bit.
Keep going.
Yeah, everyone's happy to
Keep
put up
going,
with it, mate.
May or may not work.
We got good viewers.
Well, this
If
is
I
on
do that,
his
that might be a
YouTube.
little bit better.
I'll have a few more Bundy Reds and it'll sound fine. We
Keep
can still hear.
Keep more Bundy Reds.
Keep going. We won't judge.
It's just you getting the lag,
No,
Carl.
I'm actually going to bring us up in. Oh, Jesus, I can't hear. Sorry, what did you say, Dave?
Keep
Sorry.
going.
I just said everyone's saying they can hear us fine. It's only me causing the problems with the lag by the look of it, but they can't hear it, Carl. It's just in the studio.
Oh, great.
That's what I'm hearing anyway. So, yeah.
Gary, what's the go with the guy you mentioned earlier tonight from Canada?
Okay, Patrick King wants to go with Patrick King. It's a big thing that he got out of jail, folks. I never expected Patrick to get out whilst we were in this sort of turmoil worldwide, folks. I just never thought that they would let Pat out. You know, they've done everything to keep him in there. And all of a sudden, you know, I knew he had a few, you know, a couple of weeks ago he went for bail, and then he's obviously gone again that I didn't know about. But just to have him out, folks, is a big turnaround. I don't understand it. You know, I'm over the moon that he is out, but we never expected him to get out. It's a bit like the Cossack. You know, we expected him to spend his 6 months or a little bit more in there. And that's just the way we expect the system to work. So, yeah, for Patrick King, I just think it was a great thing.
Oh, quite right. Somebody just said to me, "Where's PATRIOT101?" I'm thinking, yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. He's probably waiting for a friggin'
Oh, right,
invite.
We'll send him an invite, and then the producer will flick it over to him. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to mute. You are going to have to mute your microphone, mate, because when you're not talking, because the racetrack behind you in that lag is just not going to work. I promise you.
All right, so I'll mute my mic and I'll just come in on cue. I'm right.
That would be the hope. I better just send him a text.
You better.
See if he's still on. I know he was working this week.
So here's Shari saying she's got a friend who's worked out a bit of intel that Ricardo has. That's interesting. I've actually seen that, Shari. Yeah. The intel is, folks. I'll give you the intel, folks. Right, I'll give you the intel, folks, while Carl's just doing what he's doing. The intel is Australia needs to stand up, okay? We need to take a page out of the book of what's happening overseas, and we need to get together, folks, and just stop this thing. Quick, smart. Okay, that's exactly what we need to do. As I said to you, more and more people are waking up. The weekend, like I said last night on my live, this weekend, folks, is for this. This is our job, okay, is to go out there, get in the coffee lines, get on the beach. It's going to be a nice day. Get around the people and start conversation between yourselves. Loud enough for people to hear it, okay, and start, you know, just about the political. You don't have to go into the real heavy stuff. You're smart people out there, okay? You're awake and you're smart. You know what you need to be talking about to just prick people's ears up, okay? But that's what we need to do, folks. We need to get out in the general community and get our conversations heard by other people.
Yeah, good advice.
Can't bring
Good
in clips.
advice. So I've sent text, I've given him a call. The phone's going to message bank, so strange that he hadn't called me either.
Streaming.
Okay.
I might see if the blonde-haired Superman is available.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Carl, we're having trouble getting clips of that in here, folks. Obviously, we're trying something new, and thanks for everyone being on here. It's great. You know what I mean? We really appreciate you being here. You, Harvey's still way better than mainstream, Carl. So, yeah. So while we're here, okay, a few things. We've heard Trump talking about Australia. We've seen a bit of stuff going on. The latest thing now is the politicians, the Hollywood stars are starting to get their own meat and different producers. You know, you can eat a certain star, Carl. You know what I mean? Like, they're marketing the foods. Now, anything these guys be marketing, Carl, I wouldn't be putting in my frying pan. I can assure you of that.
I'm afraid that is not something I would put high on my list. I'm just scanning some emails here. I'll try and suck up some interesting stuff that I've got. I was storing up. But some of it's not arrived for someone. Oh, I tell you what I did find today, which I will want to share with you. Have you guys heard of Daz Band? The Daz Band.
Daz Band.
Yeah. So they are, they are one guy who's now got a collection of people who've got an anthem. They're calling it the World Anthem, the World National Anthem of Resistance. to the NWO, the New World Order. You want to see that?
Yeah. I don't know if I've got it here. I got a couple of things.
Share it. Bring that up.
Okay, so it's on your screen, not mine.
Yeah, it won't be on yours.
And we haven't got much volume on yours. Okay, I have seen this guy, Carl. He does some very good. I have seen this guy, mate. He does some very good songs, and this one here that he's playing is an absolute ripper, isn't it? Doesn't he just call them all out on it?
It's brilliant. And this is a whole pile of people who are just adding their own bit to it. It's like a community film clip they've made for it. It's just brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had it on the Telegram channel. We've had it on a few places, mate. It's yeah, really good clip, mate. And the guy, right, yeah, he's written those songs there. They're just unreal. We were playing them down at Canberra, Carl, actually, and when I heard Matt Smith play them, I walked up, I said, man, who's this guy? This is insane. Oh, yeah, this is so-and-so, and yeah, we loved it down there. I love the clip. So I got someone throwing.
Good, mate. How are you? It won't log in.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Well, hang on. Let me send you another link.
And then we'll have to bring him into my studio as well, Carl. So you'll have to forward it over.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, yeah. It's all good, man. Oh, workers. So I'll send it again.
All right. For anyone that's just tuning in now, what we're trying to do here is stream from Carl and my programs together again, folks. We've been successful in doing it, but we are having a little bit of trouble with clips and such. I have someone putting clips in the background, Carl, here, but it's no good coming into my studio because we got to have them in both studios to be able to put them out. So I've got someone that's got the stream key to this. Which could be our producer, actually. Shari. Okay, Shari's in there. So she's got some clips for me on here. But the thing is, we need to be able to share in the back platform. So we're going to have to do this to get organised, have the same clips in so we can share them up. Thanks for that, Shari. I just realised what was going on and who was doing that.
You need to combine them.
So, yeah, one way might be to do, I think Patriot101's trying to come in now, and then we'll have to get him flicked over to my screen. But, yeah, folks, this is something new we're doing here, okay? And as again, thank you for everyone hanging in with us. We're doing our best to get something out. Clips aren't going to work by the look of it. Let me have a look at this. Just randomly pulling stuff in.
Climate lockdown by the WBCSD. That rolls off the tongue. That stands for the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. 3M, Apple, Bloomberg, BMW, Chevron, BP, Dow, DuPont, Google, IBM, IKEA.
All right, so I got clips coming in that'll work. They just have to also go over to you, Carl. So yeah, I was just looking there then. Is Patriot101 coming into your studio?
No, you need to combine.
We've lost Carl now. You're on mute, Carl. Boomers using tech is much better than watching the Commonwealth Games. Yeah, the Commonwealth Games are on. I didn't know about that. Thanks, Tom. You're supposed to be at work, mate. Your wife's here in the studio helping us, and yeah, you should be having a look at that fraudulent election, mate. So Carl's not coming through. Okay, we can't hear Carl. We can see that that's happening now. Carl, we've dropped you. I don't know what's happened, but yeah, we've got no volume on you, mate. No. Oop. Let's have a look at this computer. It's Carl. Yeah, you're back on, Carl.
You should hear me a lot easier there too. So
You're back on.
hopefully that makes sense now. Carl can't bear me. Yeah, good on me. Thank you, Cheryl. All right, well, if you can't bear you, then you know which bike to hop on and which direction to go. Carl, read comments. Yeah. I changed a setting on the Mac, but I changed nothing.
No, you need to join your streams.
So, well, you've had no luck getting England?
Okay, I'm just going in to have a look at the instructions. What happens when studio is full, it says.
That'll make it easier for people to hear me. I beg your pardon, folks.
Possibly be full, maybe, Carl. It says what happens when studio is full.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, I thought I could get 12 people into my studio. So I'm going to have to kick out one of Captain Kaz's streams.
I'm Captain Canberra.
Okay, so you've got them in there, Carl. Which ones are you throwing?
Which one to choose?
So which one are you throwing, Carl?
I'm going to do that one. And that's taken them both. All right, get in quick while you can.
No, I'm still not going, buddy.
No, you just need to get off.
I'm on the phone tonight, by the looks of things.
Well, give me 1 second here. I'll put you right into the system. Make life a lot easier. Guru, can we hear you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You can hear me. I'll just put my mic on mute whilst Glenn comes in. You're going to put Glenn on phone, obviously, and let him give us some intel, yes?
Wow, it's all going well tonight.
Okay, you need to get off.
Well, let's see whether or not I can hear PATRIOT101. Are you there? Wow. All right. Something weird is happening.
Okay, drop the live and stay in the studio.
Hang on.
So you guys can probably still hear me there.
Yep.
For some reason we're not hearing me here. I've lost Dave. Well.
Okay, you got to put Miss Captain Canberra back in, Carl. You got to put her back into your studio.
Yeah, that will have to do with me unmuting myself. We've got things going everywhere here, so yeah, that's the problem.
Entertaining, isn't it?
I don't know where Dave's sound has gone. That is the issue. So
Okay.
I think we actually had it set up on a different loop and
Well,
incorrect.
I can hear you on his.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Dave, if you can hear me. So
Okay. I can hear you, Carl.
Tell you what I'm going to do, folks. I am going to make every effort to get Glenn. How are you, buddy?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to ring you back in like immediately. So I just need to hook my phone up again. Have a look at that. All right, talk to you soon. All right, so we will get Glenn back on the phone because that's the kind of bloke I am.
Okay.
And with a bit of luck, we'll hook up.
Okay. You have a look at that, Carl. I'm going to bring something into my stream and just see what happens.
I'll get this message back. How ridiculous is this? Turn that on. Hello. 1 moment. I'm discovering my phone. And God, it's going so well, and then it wasn't. Bloody heck. I want to connect to that. Like,
Am I still on, Carl?
Yeah.
good evening, Patriot 101. I hate this bloody machinery tonight.
Oh, we're getting hammered, Carl, I reckon.
Oh, hang on, now I've got you.
Let's
back.
just jump
How
on
are you?
Carl's.
Let's just jump on Carl's.
That'll make it heaps easy.
Okay, I'll end my broadcast, folks. So we're all going over to Voice of Freedom.
I'm just going to have to say good night. But, I see. Now you're in my studio. Right. Now I'm getting the idea. Guru, I can't hear you. But
Hello.
Okay.
All right. Now, is your microphone working?
Is my mic working? Can you hear me?
You either.
You got nothing?
I can hear you, Glenn.
You can hear me. Okay.
I need to go out and start again. Yeah, can't.
All right, folks, we're going to drop out and go over to Carl's stream, okay?
All right, so I'm going to go out and come back in and see if that changes anything. Give me a moment.
Okay, so he is on. Mel, what's he on? Voice?
Yeah, I'm putting the link in.
We're putting the link in the comments now. Yeah, sorry, Wendy. I know it is, but look, we're just experimenting, Wendy. I'm very sorry about that. We're having a go, which is, what we're always doing. We're always having a go. Can't say everything's successful, but we're having a go, folks.
My husband's making comments there.
Oh, yes, I know. Yeah, it's okay. There's just hiccups. There is hiccups, folks. We got some of the best people in the country working on Project Matilda, and they still have hiccups, folks.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll get out of here. I'll go over to Carl's stream. Are you in there, Glenn? Can you hear me, Patriot?
Okay, I can hear you, mate. Yeah, can you hear me? Yep.
Okay, we'll keep. I'm going to pull out of my show. I'm going to stay in Carl's show. I'm sending everyone over to this show, and I'll look after you till Carl works out how he gets back in, Glenn.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you
all right, folks, can we go over to Voice of Freedom?
Links in there.
The links.
Hey. Hello, mate. Any chance you can hear me now?
I can hear you really clear now.
Right. You can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Oh, what's going on?
I don't know.
Gremlins.
Driving me mad. Absolutely bloody mad.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Really, really low, hey?
Sorry, folks. I don't know why I can't hear him at the moment.
It's the microphones are working on this end.
I'm just going through all my settings.
Hello, can you hear me yet? Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Right.
No.
Now I'm hearing something.
You can hear me now.
I'm hearing all sorts of things. Is that you playing music? Is somebody playing music? Is that me playing music?
That's what happened to me.
That's you?
No, that's
Robbie
what
Wilson.
No, that's what happened to me when you tried to call me.
I can't hear you over the music.
Oh, no. Someone's playing games, Carl.
I want to see what the hell. It's obviously playing on one of these other windows I've got here. Not that one. This is a Facebook thing that's playing in the background. There. Holy shit. My apologies. Where the hell did that come from?
It's funny. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, funnily enough. I've got one screen because there's no room on my desk for any more. So I've got one screen to deal with you. Captain Kaz is back. Here she is, the amazing woman herself.
Hello, Kaz.
Well, she's Mrs. Captain Canberra tonight. So we're doing the deal there. Guru, I don't know if you can still hear me. I think you can. You need to
Right, I can
rejoin
hear
me
now. I
on
just
my
had to
link.
make the sound adjustment. Yeah, it's all good. All good.
You can
All
hear me?
right.
Hello,
I
Kaz.
can hear you. No. It's Mrs. Captain Canberra.
Oh, sorry. This is Captain.
How did you not recognise me tonight?
Just back.
Hang on, I just
Vera
have
is
to
in.
send some links out. Oh no, he's got it. Cool.
I need a
Okay.
drink.
G'day, Glenn. How you going?
G'day, mate. How are you? I'm really good, thank you.
Oh, I'm very, very well, buddy. Very well. Well, that was a bit of a play around there. We should have everyone coming over to this channel now.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
We had a go, mate. We're
we've got
trying
the
to
sound sorted out.
we're trying to get in front of the
Did we have the sound
curve.
sorted out?
Yeah. Hey, have I got a lag now?
No.
No.
Cool. Okay. All right. So
No,
my
thank
viewers
you,
are coming
Karen.
over, Carl. I just shut.
Alyssa,
I
thank you
shut my
very much.
live.
Laughing your ass off. Yeah, appreciate that.
I shut.
That's very nice of you.
So
Yes,
I've shut.
Natalie Ann, I do need a producer.
All right.
Natalie Ann.
I can actually share our clips here that I got together beforehand
You
if
can.
you want to, Carl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do
Yep.
that.
Let's throw a couple in, Kaz.
Let's get started. All right, so this is what's going on. Have
Yep.
we had a look at the celebrity meet yet? Because this is really quite interesting. Like, this is, Carl, what I'll do is I'll put it over to you, and when I put it over to you, you just click on play.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So can you see that coming through your end?
Crazy shit this morning. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let you watch the screen recording, come back to the comments, and tell me what you think, because this to me is wild. So I stumbled across this website this morning called bitelabs.org. So they're saying that they can take tissue and muscle from celebrities and mix it with animal meat and some other things and grow actual meats out of it in a lab. What they do, they say they take myosatellite cells obtained by biopsy. It can be found in adult muscle that repair and regrow damaged muscle. So they say the benefits are, if you eat this meat from these healthy people, these healthy adults, it's going to help you get stronger, your blood flow is going to be better, your heart rate's going to be better, your muscles will grow stronger. I personally would never eat human meat, but this is a 100% real website. You can check it out for yourself. Come back in the comments, let me know what you think.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Wow.
So there's so much of this going on, right? And
Well, how do I order? I want to know how I order, Kaz. Mrs. Canberra.
This is hopeless.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, look, here's the thing is that, you know, they're trying to make it trendy, but here's the issue that we've got is that for a long time, the celebrities have become very unpopular. The celebrities don't have the pull power that they used to have. So it's really interesting. It's like flogging a dead horse as far as I'm concerned, but they're still trying. They're using them to market the cockroach protein that we saw last night, and they're using them to and the cockroach milk I've seen recently. Apparently it's very healthy for you. So they're still flogging a dead horse, but that horse is just, you know, it's they'd be better off trying to sell us the horse meat as far as I'm concerned.
Unreal.
Give me just a moment here to download an image and suck it up. But I'll show you what was found the other day in a shop. I want to say here in Queensland, but I could be wrong. Let me bring this up here.
I want to say here in Queensland, but I could be
Oh, no, that
You got a bad echo, Carl.
So, well, I haven't got any speakers up anywhere, so the echo's coming from anywhere else. It's not coming from me. So anyway, these are bugs that they are now selling larvae in these supermarkets. Well, not so much supermarkets, but service stations. And they are increasingly being found around the place. In Outback service stations, I'm being told, are stocking them and have been for a little while. There was quite a lot of these apparently in Toowoomba. I was flooded. Yeah, the other day, I think we talked about this, Dave, or we talked about it with somebody, and they said that it was available in Toowoomba. I've been flooded with emails from people saying, yeah, absolutely, it's been available in Toowoomba for a long time. And I wonder whether or not that's got anything to do with the transient population that goes through there for the mining industry, where they come from overseas or whatever. I know that there are people who go to Africa to do mining from Australia. I'm sure there are Africans who come to Australia to do mining. Maybe they're used to eating insects, but I don't know. The Asians are used to eating insects. But that's, I mean, you've got to understand that in China, in certain parts of China, there are no birds because they've eaten them all. And they eat everything. So they've just worked their way down the food chain. So now they figured out some way to make bugs at least acceptable to 99% of their population. And I don't know if that's through starvation or culture. I'm ignorant to that. So, you know, don't mean anything by it. But yeah.
Oh, well,
who's going to be buying that shit?
Can I add to that, Carl? Can I add to something that I believe with that? These rich, these wealthy, these so-called shadow government, people that run the world, they basically push people into these areas where they've got no food, they've got no welfare to survive. It's absolute poverty. You know, like I think a lot of people are pushed into the circumstances that they're in. They have to eat what they got. You know what I mean? When you hear about people eating rats and mice, I mean, we think that's disgusting, but that's probably their eat or die sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like they're scavenge out of rubbish tips even, you know, like it's all due to the fact that they want that to happen that way. They want these people in poverty. You know, these so-called leaders and these criminals up top are the ones that are pressing these people into these corners, you know, of slavery and poverty. So I think a lot of that comes from that. And now they're trying to instill that value onto us.
This person, if you can see that file there, if you want to play it, actually, Carl, because that's really good. Because this is a really good.
Everyone. So I've had a lot of people.
And in the meantime, Glenn, they're buying up.
If you're going to talk,
I don't think so.
Can you hear me? Talk, yeah. If you're going to talk, I won't play the clip while you talk over it. So you talk.
Yeah, ask a question. Oh, say something. Yeah.
Okay, what I was going to say is, whilst they're promoting us eating crickets and bugs, there are companies down in the Riverina who are making a fortune off selling organic foods to the elites.
Yep.
So whilst they're pushing their crickets here, we've got people in Australia supplying food to the elites. Okay, that is fully organic. The best food we got in Australia is going to these friggin' dirty pigs who are putting the fucking crickets on our shelves.
Correct, and they're buying up all the farmland too.
Yep.
Taking all the farmland.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The sheeppox and how I'm feeling. So far, I'm feeling really good. I'm eating all the nutritional food that the government keeps telling me to eat.
On here tonight.
I keep clipping them back a bit. They spread quite quickly. Hopefully, I don't get any more, and whatnot. So they told me I just gotta wait it out and see what happens. Thank goodness. It could be so much worse if I didn't already have 5 vaccines.
All right, so why TikTok and these people who do this are is
what
really
a great clip.
Oh wow.
Stunning clip.
The culture war is really important. And so these people who are doing this are really showing the rest of the population how ridiculous this situation is. And they're doing it so easily. And God bless them. All I can say is God bless them and do more of them.
It's making our job a bit easier, I think. A little bit easier.
Oh,
anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Glenn, there's been a lot of things happening in the world in the last week or so. In fact, we haven't spoken to you for a couple of weeks. So, Guru, do you want to mute your microphone? Because that fucking racetrack behind you is going to drive me insane the way they're going. So, Glenn, what's going on in the world. We're seeing a lot of shit. We're hearing a lot of shit. August is going to be a big month. A lot of people are actually now questioning openly whether or not Biden is dead. He still seems to be moving around. There you go.
Well, Millie wasn't. Didn't Millie come out and say, "Oh, he died 3 years ago"? One of the generals.
Yes, one of the generals did. Yeah.
Oh well, as if people have been following my channel, they would have saw the pictures I put up of all the different Bidens, which is evidently different Bidens.
Yeah, very clearly
in different earlobes. There's no doubt. There's not that the original Biden, no doubt, and the Putin as well. We'll add him in there as well. If you have a look at the original Putin to the Putin now, totally different guy. Totally different guy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Is that aimed at me? Okay, thank you. I think.
What's that?
Norman Gunston's daughter. Somebody just comment, who's Norman Gunston's daughter? I think it must be me. I'm Mrs. Captain Canberra. Thank you.
No, they were talking about that video of the lady with the.
Oh, that lady. Okay.
Yeah,
of course. Okay.
Yeah. So ScoMo, do we really think he's in Japan, or was he in Japan?
Well, which ScoMo?
Now there you go. All right. So the media, I haven't seen any coverage of the supposed speaking tour that he was going on. Not to say he didn't go on it. Weird that he'd be given the first week of the new parliament off, though. Or is this a thing for fallen prime ministers? I don't know. Most of them leave parliament, don't they?
I've never heard of it.
I mean, we had to throw Gillard out. She was clinging on forever, the red-headed clown.
Well, you haven't seen much of her lately, have you?
Oh, God. The only thing that I'm going to be disappointed about when I find out that they've hung her is that they didn't ask me to pull the handle.
The stories that I've heard, wow. Definitely not a very nice person at all.
Oh, no.
It's what she has ties to, and that's all going to come out. The truth will come out. The people are going to know. The good people of Australia will know. They'll get the truth.
Well, this is a question that is being asked everywhere. I mean, aside from, are they really trying to poison us with the chemtrails? And the answer is sort of yes, they have been. No, they're not at the moment. We don't think. Well, there's particularly with what's going on in Australia at the moment with the new parliament, the new legislations and bills that are being put up. People are a bit concerned that Albo has gone soft. The ABCC, the building construction overseeing, and you probably know a bit about this from both you and Dave from a working perspective. They've been put in place to oversee the unions. I think most predominantly the CFME. Fuck you, who
they're still around.
Well, I bet they're still around. They're like they're like the current pox, mate. It hides in unexpected places and comes back when you least expect it.
After that story in Melbourne, I would have thought they would have been pretty well dissolved by now. I couldn't see anyone signing up as a member to them.
No, but you'd be amazed the power that these unionists have in Melbourne. I've seen them time and again reinvent themselves, and they're just the same thing under a different flag.
That's true.
That's something to watch out for.
Yeah, something that's interesting that's happened in the last 24 hours is Alex Antic has come out and attacked the government. He's come out in support of the Dutch farmers again and tabling it in our Australian Parliament that we support them as well. Also, Malcolm Roberts has come out. Now, it's really interesting that they're both coming out against the World Economic Forum and they're doing the attack. And it's because we're giving them cover now. So our movement has grown so big that we're actually giving them cover, and they're confident to be out. They'll know that they'll have support if they table this. Whereas before, I think Australians have been fairly asleep, and so if they've tabled this, they would have just been mocked or laughed out of Parliament. But now they understand that we're behind them on these kinds of issues, and so it's becoming really very predominant, and they're going on the attack, which is good. We need that. Something else that's really interesting is that those two they weren't up for election this time. So how many more would we have had in there is the question.
Yeah.
And I must speak to my husband about that when I get home, because he's obviously not doing his job properly.
I think it's to my belief that Malcolm Roberts has been sitting with one foot either side of the fence, if you ask me. All that party, a whole lot of them. You can just tell, you learn the discernment as you see everyone up on stage talking, and it's not what they say that you can go on. It's what they fail to mention are the things you got to look for. Don't worry about what they say. It might be all good, but then there's the things that they won't address, and that's what you got to look for. That's how you know. Like not covering the human trafficking, the organ harvesting.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not covering the all this stuff, the really important things that are going on in the world. They're just focused on, maybe they'll cover the vaccine or they'll cover something like that. Yeah, that's it. But they don't focus on the real problems, the infiltration of China in Australia. They won't cover that side of it. They don't mention those things on purpose because they're a controlled narrative. They're just trying to get that get out of jail free card, I believe. That's my belief. I think that's what's going on there.
Okay, you could be right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the rest of this game, who knows? We got that many things to watch, people. We got that many different things. They're throwing left curveballs at us all the time to try and put us guys off. Trying to work out this actual chess game is just crazy. This is the most fascinating thing that I've ever been involved with. It's probably the most hardest and the most difficult thing I've ever been involved with. But all along, it's a fascinating ride to be able to trying to work out and keep you people involved and keep you people up to date with what's really going on, not the bullshit of what we might, and it takes a bit of time to vet out what's real and what's not real, folks. Okay, it does. You know what I mean? But my belief is that we are moving quite quickly to a cleanup, folks. You know what I mean? I still believe that they're going to call the lockdown. A lot of people are saying it's not going to happen now, but I still believe they're going to ramp it up and they'll bring it in one way or the other. They'll bring in the foot and mouth, whether we've got foot and mouth or not. They will bring it in to destroy whatever they got to do. Now, I have heard some rumors that the takedown of some of these plants is to get rid of, by the White Brigade, is to actually get rid of the tainted meats that we do have out there so we can start again. Now, this is all the stuff that we're going to sit here behind the scenes and try and work out before we give you people any information, because we don't want to give you wrong information. We want to give you correct information and make your judgments on. And it's not an easy process at the moment, Glenn, is it?
No, well, it's not an easy process. I mean, it is getting a bit easier. I've been able to red pill a few people lately, and I had a bit of a rant on my channel the other night about a few things as well. So, but I also like to educate people on how we've lost Carl. Like to educate.
I'm still here.
Are you still there? We haven't got your visual anymore. I just got to see.
It's because I'm moving things around. I'm being sneaky.
Yeah. So I found the best way to go about it. I don't know how you guys go, but I always bring up politics. You bring up the corruption in the politics. Perfect platform to start with. Most people can agree with you on that subject. Even if they sort of half agree, when you start mentioning a few things to them, they start coming on board. That's half the way there. They've got their head in the rabbit hole then. And then once they get their head in the rabbit hole, the rest starts to happen for them naturally. They start to. Are
you finding many people are? I have found a lot of people that don't have their eyes opened will agree with me if I start to show them things, but not believe them. They'll agree with me and they'll say, oh, yes, and yes, and I can see that and I understand.
Yeah.
But, you know, when they walk away, they're going to say, he's bloody crazy. You know? I thought he was smarter than that. That'll be the next. That's the other one. I thought he was smarter than that, you know.
I think it's more cognitive dissonance, if you ask me, with that, Carl. They see it, they acknowledge it, they know what you're showing them as evidence, but they're just scared to accept it because they're stuck in the narrative, the NK Ultra narrative. They don't want to unplug from the system, and it'd be too much. You know what I mean? It'd be too much to handle. So it's better just to go, he's psycho, or walk away.
So what's going to happen then? You know, let's just say hypothetically, and hang on a minute. Let me just say that again. Let me just say hypothetically, something happens in August to those people because they're going to be red pilled.
Oh yeah.
Or they're going to have a lefty hissy fit and go out and try and smash up the bloody community, all because a certain fella might be, or you might be seeing a bit more of him.
Well, think about it this way. If people want to sleep in, sometimes I think it's going to be the military need to drag them out of bed, wake them up. You know, like they want to sleep in and just pretend everything's not happening and think that life's going to go back to normal.
Nothing quite like the crack of a Steyr rifle at dawn to do that.
That's right. This is the big wake up. We need to wake up. We need to shake up. The world needs it. You know, like it's just been in la-di-da land for too long, thinking that everything's awesome, that everything's set up for us. We've got a good life. We have a house. We've got a car. We work. We do our 6 days a week, 7 days a week. You know, like, and that's not life. That's the Truman Show. They showed us we would. You know. They have us in the Truman Show. It's their own little controlled environment. We're like an ant farm.
Yeah,
and
exactly right.
You know, and this is where people are stuck, and this is where they've been trapped, and they're not willing to let go of that and just say, no, that's not me. That's not who I'm supposed to be. That's not how life is supposed to be.
Yeah,
you see what I mean? And this is where we're at. These people. So it's a matter of watching the Matrix again for them and working out what the red and the blue pill is. Working out what that means.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it worth watching the whole series again?
Absolutely. It's a massive message in there for everybody. If you get to see it and break it down and look at that fact of what they're talking about, the choice is much easier to take the red pill. You don't need to go through all that. You know, you just separate, just unplug. Straight away, you unplug. You've made your mind, your mindset is within that realm of, I am not part of that system anymore. This is easy.
The interesting thing about that is that was actually a stolen script. So it wasn't the Wachowskis that wrote it. It was Thomas Outhouse that wrote the script. And he's been going through court for years, and I don't believe he's had any success. But I mean, it's common in Hollywood to have scripts stolen. They do it all the time. But he's a very interesting person because I believe he has some MK Ultra background of sorts. But what he is upset about is that not only did they steal the script, but they basically stole the core or the spine of what the real movie was really about. So even though he came up with all the ideas, there's hints of it here, there, and everywhere, the real meaning of it has been lost.
Yeah, I think more so they watered it down. What the meaning is, you know, like I think it took a lot out that pointed towards what the actual meaning is with how we live at the moment, you know, like because a lot of people just looked at that movie as a movie. Oh, it's a cool sci-fi, and overlooked the whole fact of what the message was, and that would be by design as well by Hollywood. You know what I mean? Make it a cool movie. Let's box office it. Not many people are going to get it. Doesn't matter.
So, you're good at it.
They're good at it. They've done it for a long time. Very, very good at it.
So let's step on to something else that I'm getting a lot of questions about for a minute, Glenn. I want to ask you on this because I've checked her out and I don't think she's good at all. But a lot of gossip around with Caroline Kennedy, you know, put in May and then turned up a few days ago. Then we have Fauci turning up in the country today. I saw a bit of film clip on Fauci up at Sydney and a few people up there protesting. Saw a quick little live off some gentleman. But Caroline Kennedy, I'm getting a lot of questions about, Glenn. So, you know, what do you think? You know, I don't like her. Sorry.
Okay, that's yeah. So I'm sort of on the fence. I'll tell you, I'm on the fence with it because is it the real Caroline Kennedy? Is it the real one? Do you know?
Good question.
Is it not someone that maybe looks a little bit like her that they've done up and like the Bidens, and you know what I mean?
I kind of thought the same thing.
Is it the real one, or is it something that's to appease the people to think that this unlawful, fictional, rubbish government, corporate crap, is a real government, and they've actually got people's good intentions in mind of bringing in a Kennedy?
I'm just getting the latest update from Mrs. Cossack.
Okay.
It's interesting because they haven't backed off at all. So I noticed that Biden's people have denied that there's a recession on, even though the reports that formally, if you had 2 years or 2 terms of negative growth, or then that was officially in a recession. But no, from Biden's people, no, there's no recession. So they're going pedal to the metal. Now, simultaneously, what's happened is the COMEX overnight, and this is really important. I think people should need to know this. The COMEX overnight have had 2 million troy ounces basically removed from them. So there's only 55 million troy ounces left, not tons. 55 million troy ounces left. That's nothing, guys. If you think of 7 billion people in the world, that's not even one per person.
You're talking the gold?
Silver.
Silver,
yeah. Now, what's really interesting, if you actually look at what Catherine Austin Fitz has come out and said, she's basically saying that the inflation is going to be offset because of the death attrition. So people are actually So say, for example, people are dying. Then what's happening is, I'm gone. Am I?
Yep.
Well,
in regards to the silver, everyone was tipping to buy silver. They were saying now's the time to buy silver. I've got a lot of friends that have bought silver. So if anyone's out there looking for silver, get into it now because it's only very low, the price. It's going to change.
I'll tell you what, don't throw away your silver sets, people, okay? Because, when we were moving out of house and that, we found a couple of things, because you pack shit away, and we found this full silver service kit, all right? And it's all stamped and everything, right? And anyway, Mel pulls it out. She's going, what are we going to do with this? And I went, I don't know. Give me a look at it, because I thought it was just like cheap shit, you know what I mean? Anyway, I've grabbed it, turned it over, had a look at the stamp, went on the internet. Now, folks, each knife was worth $10. Now, that's at the moment. Now, we didn't even go any further, okay? But there's 6 or 8 knives, you know what I mean? The same double in spoons, there's forks, there's 2 spoons. So a lot of people have got these things even hidden away. You know what I mean? You've never used them. They're a silver service set that you got years and years and years ago. But I tell you what, people, it's quality silver, man.
Worth a lot of money. It's sterling. That's the one you want.
So don't throw it out. We've just put ours here, we can smelt it later. You know what I mean? But yeah, so there's, like there it is. There's $60 just in night. So your average silver service set with the ladle and the big fork and everything in it is possibly worth, up to $500-700 now.
You go to these secondhand stores and you can pick all this silver and stuff up out of them for pretty decent price. You know what I mean? Like. That is an investment.
Well, maybe not after this show, but anyway.
We've got to get in early.
Better news on Mrs. Cossack. Mrs. Cossack's going to join us by the look of it. So looking forward to that.
Great.
We've lost Kaz. She's disappeared. Don't know why we lost Kaz.
Oh, that was Mrs. Canberra.
It's Canberra.
I beg your pardon.
Because Tom, you saw Tom put a couple of comments in my stream when we were on there, so he's obviously home from work, Carl. She might have to run, mate,
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. Here she is. She's back again.
I got bumped.
Very worried there for a minute.
That's all right. So did we finish up the topic of the silver and the attrition? So the death attrition rate is what she was talking about. So even though the inflation rate, say for example, is 20%, but if the death rate is 20%, then the parents who are dying, the children are actually inheriting the assets, and so it's going to be offset. So it's a really sophisticated plan that they've got. Now, on top of that, I believe that our government is increasing the immigration by that as well. So it's a complex and sophisticated plan that they've developed. So it's a hard one, I think, to break into with Normiland, but we are getting through. Like, I know that people are far more receptive than they were.
Yeah, they're getting better. I definitely agree with that. Like, when people question you, like I've been to a function just recently, and if you've got a table of people around you just questioning you, it's obvious that they want to know what's going on. Like, even if they're cynical, they're there questioning still, which is a good thing. You know, like, so they're trying to make.
Glenn, you know what happened? Sorry, you know what happened with me the other day, mate, and it blew me right out. Okay, I can't say too much because we live in Wollongong, you and I, okay, or you're close to me, okay, and I don't want to give anyone up. But what happened was someone come out to see me on a job, Glenn. All right, and they were coming to see me because something had gone through someone else's name, so I was part of the job. You know what I mean? But a particular person turned out, right? And he stood down the front of the driveway and he went, "Oi, Guru." Now, Glenn, no one calls me Guru in Wollongong. I'm Davo, mate. That's it. Number one, Now, this guy's, got a position in Wollongong, So he yells out again, "Guru." So I walks down and I walked up to him and he's going, "Bloke, I just want to thank you, man." I went, "Yeah, why?" And he went, "Nah, for what you do, man." He says, it's unreal. He said, "I just love it." And I'm stunned. All right. Someone's actually called me Guru in the street in Wollongong, So anyway, I says to him, "Well, hang on, how do you know I'm Guru?" And he's gone, "Oh, we all watch your lives." I've gone, hang on. The position you've got, you must have had 2 dibby dabs to still have your job. And he went, "No, I just told him to get fucked." Now, there's a perfect example, people. Okay. He just told him he wasn't having it. He's still in his job. He's still doing what he's doing out there. And he just stood up, you know what I mean, and said no. And he's still, and I can't mention where he's from, but you blow out if I told you. Now the thing I get out of that, Glenn, is that, hang on, people are watching our lives. Hang on, I'm actually known as maybe Guru to a few people around here on the street, not Davo the concreter. You know what I mean? Like, so it's getting out. And I was having conversations with clients and that, mate. And I'm telling you, they are fully open to hearing stuff now. They know the political scene's not right. They know everything's going to shit, and they have got open ears at the moment, people. And this is what I pushed last time on the show, Glenn, that this weekend, get out, get to the beach, get to somewhere at a coffee shop, get in the line and start talking.
Start chatting.
And don't talk soft. Let people hear what you're talking about. Get down to... Sorry, guys.
This is
Get down to Wollongong Harbour. Get down to Taraji Beach. Get down to East Cornwall Beach. Get down to beaches and places where people are going to be and start the conversation. That's what we need to do, guys.
This is stage 2. This is stage 2 of the awakening process now. It's no time to beat around the bush anymore with people. That's it. They've had enough time now to work it out. They're either working on ignorance and arrogance or arrogance at the moment. That's it. No, there's no reason why they shouldn't know. Like, there's more important things going on in the world than what their little worries are. Of paying the bills or, like little stupid things that they worry about. Like, they may not have a house if they don't stand up now. That's what they want. They want to own everything. And you guys have nothing. That's what they want. They've said it. It's in their videos. It's in their seminars. We've seen the Nazi, well, let's say that word, ties. We've seen the Nazi ties. And I don't care if it's a word. You know what I mean? They're there. They're there. The Nazis are there. They're still around. They haven't died. They didn't die out back then when Hitler was supposed to have been killed, when he wasn't even killed then. But they are still around. They're in the bloody Ukraine too at the moment. So if anyone's believing that mainstream media, you need your bloody heads read. You've got to start doing your own research.
Time to turn it off.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But what's really interesting as well is there's a clip today that's come out from China, and they're probably about 2 meters apart, and they're standing down, kneeling down. Okay, and there's streams of them, miles of them, and they're going along being QR coded. Now you have to remember that the CCP have actually admired the way Hitler did it, but on top of the CCP, you have to remember also that Henry Kissinger went over and basically said, yes, you are great, you one-child policy, all right. So it was always meant to be, America was meant to be the jackboot until they got control. Then America was basically meant to be destroyed from within, and then China was meant to be the strong arm of the globalists or the New World Order.
Right.
And so, and so this is what these people are going through. These poor people are going through. So it's not like I say it a million times, it's not the Chinese people. It is the CCP. And these people are literally in lines, kneeling down. They being QR coded to see if they've got a boogeyman disease. But the Chinese people know, the CCP know that it's not, it's not real. It's just they're using it for control. But see, that's the model that they want to, that the globalists want to. That's the model that they have for the world.
That's right.
That's what we're looking at if we don't win this. That's why we have to stand at all costs. And as far as like all of those buildings being bought up north, those flats, those units that are being bought, streams of them, and are they being rented to Australians? Because I would expect they're probably empty. And the reason why are they being rented, or are they actually empty? Yeah, because
they're empty.
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious then what it's there for. They're waiting for who says they have to immigrate through through the proper channels? Why not just come over on a boat, land at one of their ports and unload and basically move in, or one of their things? So it's just, this is what we're looking at. This is, this is basically what we're facing if we don't win this. We must win it at all costs.
Well, Kaz, the plans of these globalists was because it won't happen because they'll never get their way.
Yeah.
The plans that they had for us was if they wanted Hillary Clinton in power, they wanted to have the full FDA approval on these jabs. Right? They wanted full FDA approval. They wanted to lock us down till 2030. That was the agenda. Right? They would have made that a law that you had to get that. So that's how it would have gone about. They wanted to create division. They wanted to create a nuclear war. They wanted to slide into their little tunnels, close their blast doors, wait for the dust to settle, and then emerge and take over everything else when everyone's gone. And that is just not watering it down. That is the absolute truth of what they wanted to do.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's absolutely right.
That's how close we came.
Wow.
Without Trump getting into power for those 4 years, we would have been in a lot of trouble by now already.
Yep.
Yeah, well, she had openly said,
and without Putin playing his part, we would have been in bigger trouble.
Yeah, well, the secondary Putin, the white hat Putin.
Yeah.
Well,
2.0.
Yeah.
What I found extraordinary was even in her campaign speech, she actually came out and just said, I want you to know that if I am elected president, we will attack Russia. It's just like, what has Russia even done? She actually stated it.
I know what they did. They didn't accept the Federal Reserve. They didn't accept.
They stay with rubles.
Right. That's exactly right. Well, actually, also he kicked out the globalists. They kicked out the globalists, the oligarchs.
Yes.
So, and I mean, I'm sure they've still got some oligarchs there, but they basically kicked them out and got rid of the bank. And you can't have that. Oh no.
No, that's what they.
And we're just working through the comments here. I'm just seeing someone say that we dodged a huge bullet, and we did dodge a huge bullet, folks. Okay, and we've got to take advantage of that. We did dodge that big bullet, right? And get up and get this thing done. All right, because that big bullet will have taken us out. Okay, it didn't happen. Okay, so this is our chance, guys. Okay, and we know we've got it. We just need you to get up with us and do it. It's simple, It's not hard.
Look at when Trump put in place Operation Warp Speed. That Operation Warp Speed was the only move he had on the table at the time to make sure that didn't happen because they weren't ready yet. They didn't have no FDA approval. They had nothing at the time. Like they weren't ready. They hadn't finished their trials. That was to push the hand of them, so they couldn't get the FDA approval when they got him out unlawfully 4 years later. You know what I mean? Like, so, because once he was out again, they were going to go straight for the race again. You know what I mean? Like, so they had to get that off the table because that was still there. You know, that would have saved at least, let's say, 6.5 billion lives by doing that. 6.5 billion lives. You know, like, there's never been a law, guys. There's never been a law to get this. It's only been.
Yeah. Well, what's really interesting is that the other day we were having a conversation about how we actually need more children. So we're going to actually need the reverse age technology because we need to have more children. And it's funny because the next day, I must be so tuned into Elon Musk or something, because the next day Elon Musk came out and he said, if we are to get to the stars, we need to double our population. And he's correct, because if you think about the fluoride in the water, the dumbing down, I've just said probably too much. All right, you know what I'm talking about, but how people have been dumbed down and how they've been damaging, especially our children, then we've lost a whole heap of brain power. And so we really need to, like, I know it sounds crazy, but like we're going to need the reverse age technology, and we're going to have more children. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Because what's happened is, what Kaz is saying to you, we spoke about this, they're wiping out a whole generation, folks.
That's right.
They are taking out a generation. Okay, we now have babies being born to people who have had the double jibby jab that are feeding them, and the babies aren't growing. Okay, there's crap going down. They are very smart how they've done this. They are taking out a generation. They knew exactly what would happen. Okay, exactly what would happen. And the further that us freedom people, right, let this go, and the further that we, the Australian people don't stand with us people who know what's going on, the further we're going to get into trouble, folks, and the further they are going to keep poisoning us, and they're taking out a whole generation. Now, think about it. You know, what have we got to look forward to? We've got nothing to look forward to, and that was their idea. All right? And they are well on the way to taking out a generation, folks. So we get our shit together now and get this stopped. That's what we got to do.
Like, and war is another way they've done that too, as well, Dave. War is like they send off the young guys, the young boys, like they're not even 18, 19, like don't have a chance to raise a family, don't come back, don't raise a family, get killed overseas, kill the other generation in the other country at the same time. It wipes a whole generation out each time.
That's right. Yeah.
Keeps us controlled.
And the miscarriages, we don't know if those people who have miscarriage will be able to have children again.
Yeah.
It's just going on and on and on.
Exactly right.
But the wars create the division as well. Like they create the division to create the wars. And then when the people become refugees, they've already set up the mainstream media in the country they're going to flee to go against the people that are fleeing there. To see them as aliens, like when they're actually just people trying to save their families from what's happening over there. So they cause the chaos, and when they flee, they become refugees. They've already set it up so that the people in the country they're fleeing to don't like them through mainstream media. And this is the rubbish that's been going on for a long time. It's just a nightmare. So then what happens? They get rejected from that country, and then along come the human traffickers and all the other people, all the other evil scumbags come along, and they take advantage of the situations. And this has been constant. This has been going on in this world for a long time, but the people in society have decided to put the blinkers on and just go about their lives and just forget it's even going on, pretty much. No, they know something's not right. It's just time now to accept it, and it's time to get on board with us. If you're at home listening, get on board with us, guys. You can do this.
Absolutely.
You can do what we do right now. You can get on podcasts. You can do the research. You can start sending in letters and working out what's gone wrong in this country and around the world. We need to know the whole world, guys, not just here. because what goes on in another country will affect us here as well.
Mm.
Right? So we need to know what all the atrocities that are happening over in the other countries as well, because our mainstream media won't show us.
No, that's right.
They won't show us. They'll just show us their version of it, and they'll cut things out of it like they did with the Trump speech about the insurrection.
When's that going to change? Because if it doesn't change, nothing changes. Right? The mainstream media have to end. They have to come around 180 degrees and march back at a rapid pace. Until that happens, nothing's going to happen with the people.
Yeah. Well, I have seen a few things leak out through the mainstream media, just little subtle things come out every now and then, but they're not quite on board yet. They're not quite on board yet, but I think they're just, I don't want to do it, like they're being told to do it. So
I mentioned the other night to Ricardo that V for Vendetta has played about 4 or 5 times in the last 3 or 4 months on Channel 7 on various different channels. If you also have a notice on Channel 7, they've played the Predator series of movies. In fact, I watched one of them late last night. The Predator series have been back on again and again. I think they play them on the main channel, then they play them on 7 Mate, and that early, and then they run them again a week later late.
Operation
Now, I do understand they've got to churn their, there's a certain amount of money they've got to invest to get access to any movies and all that sort of shit, but it's just an interesting choice at the moment they seem to be going to. And it's not just them. Channel 9 throw the odd interesting late-night movie in as well. Old ones that are telling a story. Interesting story that if you've been following any of ours, you can read things into. Or am I just reading too much into it?
No. If anyone's sitting at home and you get a chance, say you're sitting there, turn your television on through the day, look at the programs, but turn the volume down and just watch. And if you do a little bit of research on symbology, you're going to start to see a few things in there you never saw before.
Yeah.
When you take away the sound, then your eyes perceive more.
Yeah.
That just take over. So then you start to see the symbology they're throwing into the programs. You'll start to know who's behind it all.
Yeah, they actually so Michael Sarian's done a lot of work on that, but I've heard from a fairly reliable source that scriptwriters actually go, or filmmakers actually go to a course to learn all of the symbology. It's all in there. It's all very specific, and it's all in there and specifically or very on purpose. So there's nothing is left to chance. Everything is absolutely as it should be in the film. So
they don't hide anything. It's just we don't see it.
That's right. Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Everything hidden in plain sight. You walk into a house with a whole heap of like, say for example, picture frames. If somebody's got a lot of picture frames, and you'd probably think, oh well, they don't have anything, but the picture frames are made of gold and silver, so people don't see it. So yeah, that's exactly how they do it. They put everything in your face so that you just automatically become blind to it.
Yes, that's what they do. And I'll tell you one thing that also makes that happen, funny enough, it's a lot to do with frequencies. I'm a musician, and you also, Dave, you know about frequencies, right? So when they change the music frequency from 432 hertz to 440 hertz, it causes confusion in the brain. You can't perceive.
And who was behind it? Tell them who was behind it, Glenn. Stalin,
originally it was Stalin. Yeah, that's right. He was the main one behind it. Yeah, because they did experiments with people and realized it caused confusion. It was like, because by doing 40 hertz, it's more of a sharper sort of a tone. It's not.
Yeah.
Listen to it doesn't give you peace within yourself.
So to fill you in, folks, 432 is still used by all orchestras all around the world. Okay, 432 is what they play in. Okay, what we do is we up this frequency to 440. Now, if I pick up this guitar behind me here and tune it down to a 432 frequency, and Glenn will know this, when I put it against my body and I play it, it reverbs to my soul. When I stick it back up to 440, it goes that way out from my soul. But 432 seems to reverb inside the soul. It's a crazy thing, eh?
Yeah, well, you got to give it to them. They really thought hard about how to destroy us in every single way. Like they really bloody time and effort into it, didn't they?
Oh,
it's amazing because the choices that they've made, like we could use all of the technology and all of this knowledge and create a beautiful society. We could have an amazing society. We could have life extension technology. We could have the most incredible society that we've never imagined because we can't imagine it because all they want to do is kill us, basically, you know?
All us beautiful people, all they want to do is kill us. I mean, I don't understand.
Seriously.
I wonder that I wake up in the morning and think, what can I do today that's going to kill a heap of people?
Yeah, no, that's it. We're not,
That's what mentality we're dealing with here, you know what I mean? Like,
and how can I do it the sneakiest way possible?
That's right.
Yeah. What we're dealing with is the biggest psyop that has ever been pulled on humankind, folks. Okay, forget your Spanish flu, forget all your world wars, forget everything back, the Mongols, everything, man. All right, this is the biggest psyop that ever been pulled on humanity, and friggin' 75% of it fell for the first question in the friggin' test. Unbelievable.
It's an IQ.
Unbelievable. So that tells you the amount of work and effort, and like we know their figures, we know their Luciferian bullshit. Yep. You know what I mean? I thought I was about to cop a burnout then, but he's gone that way. So we know what they're doing, their numbers, their symbology, everything they're doing. It's just like, I don't know. But yeah, we got to wake up, folks. We really got to wake up. I've been pushing this for weeks now. All right. And we've done a few different things on my show. We've attacked different people through emails and letters and stuff like that. But I'm going to stress it again, folks. This weekend, get out in the community with a like-minded friend and get the conversation going. It's no time to be scared. It's no time to be shameful about talking about it. It's no time to be a friggin' emu in the sand and, they're not going to hear it. Just sit next to people and start the discussion. Look for a group of people and sit there with your mate in earshot and start to talk. Okay, but be sensible about it. We don't want to scare them off. We need them. We need them. And by Christ, we need them.
I don't know if any of you guys saw the series Vikings. Did anyone watch the series Vikings? I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Like, it was a bit brutal, but it was how it was. Like, didn't water it down. But I see those guys and I see them villagers and I see, like, that's most of them were just common people. But whenever they were going to get attacked by somebody in their village, they all took whatever they could to defend their people. Right? They all got up. They weren't all fighters. They weren't all warriors, but they became the warrior when the time was right. They knew it was the time. They knew it was the time to defend. So they all became a warrior. And this is a different war. This is a lot bloody easier. We don't have to pick up guns and pitchforks and rubbish like that to
just defend. Got to stand up.
We've got to pick up. We've got to educate ourselves.
Yep.
And we've got to stand up. We've got to educate ourselves. Arm ourselves. You've got to become like an aircraft carrier of knowledge. And then you got to go out there and you've got to use it. And if everyone starts learning now, because the schools never taught us, but there's no excuse now, we're older. We've got, turn the television off. Don't watch Netflix. Don't do that thing that doesn't do anything for you. Like it's not getting you any further in your life. Let it go. Pick up a book. Go buy the Black's Law Dictionary. Go get the Australian Constitution. Start reading. Start highlighting. Start putting your little bits of footnotes in there, so things that may interest you. Like get on Zooms, ask questions, chat with the common law groups. Like find a friend who's very knowledgeable. Everyone can do this. We all have the capability to do this, and this is the only way we're going to change this country is when everyone has a go.
Yeah.
It's funny what you were saying before, Glenn, because I've been pushing people saying, listen, some people can get on a mic and talk. Okay. But I've been trying to get people to come onto my show so that they can get that confidence of talking on a screen and go and start your own live stream. You know what I mean? Go and do it, because the more we do it and we pump it out, it's a different audience you're hitting. And you might be brilliant. You could be brilliant at this. You know what I mean? I'm doing this out of I'm doing this because the world bullied our daughter to death and we lost her and we couldn't save her. And now the world's bullying fucking humanity, or the elites are bullying humanity into the same thing as what happened to our daughter, which is death. And that's why I've took up the position I've took up. But there are people out there that can talk as well as I can. Carl can, Captain Canberra's wife here, or Patriot 101. All right, yous are out there. We need yous. Seriously, we need you. We need every time someone turns on their friggin' Facebook that all they see is live channels going out with people talking about this crap. Not about what they had for dinner last night, or this, that, or the other. We all need to be live streaming. We all need to be talking, and we need to be filling up all these channels with this information.
And the biggest psyop that they run on us is to call us conspiracy theorists. Well, for thousands of years, every culture has had conspiracy, and it's always been revealed. Try looking at conspiracy is a legal word. It means that when two people get together and they decide that they're going to do something nefarious without other people knowing. So it was brought about because people were questioning the finding of the Warren Commission. The Warren Commission had found that Harvey, what's his name, had killed Lee Harvey. Had killed JFK. There's bullet had gone around the corner and all this sorts of impossible physics. Okay, so when people started questioning it, they decided to coin the term conspiracy theorist. We are conspiracy researchers. We might not always be right, and we're the first to admit it. When we got it wrong, we're the first to apologize. Aren't we, Guru? We've done that before. But here's the thing. We're not deliberately trying to deceive you. What is so difficult to believe that a bunch of organizations who are meant to present news are owned by the same conglomerates who actually want to do you harm? How is it so difficult to believe that?
If you just got to see the wealth of these people that are running these media shows, how can you say that?
That's right. And let me just. That's right. And let me just add one other thing. It's only in Western culture. You will not find the term conspiracy theorists used in other cultures. It's only here. They're targeting us. If you go to a number of other cultures, certainly our northern neighbours, they understand what conspiracy is. They understand that the government conducts conspiracy. They understand that people are involved in nefarious activities that they want kept hidden. What is so ridiculous when we know the level of corruption in our government? I'm sure that they don't want us looking at it. That's why they want to coin the term conspiracy theorists and throw it at us. However, it's actually weak-minded people that believe it, and that makes them fearful. Okay? We're not fearful. We're brave. We don't give a shit.
Most of the time, if someone calls you a conspiracy theorist, then you say to them, okay, so what are you basing that on? Where's your evidence that I'm telling something that's not true? They don't have it.
No.
They've got no story, but they'll call you the conspiracy theorist. They won't look for anything outside of what they're fed. But when we do the research, we become the conspiracy theorists. You see, it's so.
But when the conspiracy turns real, we don't go from conspiracy theorist to it's a conspiracy. The media doesn't change it that way. They don't drop theorist off and say, oh, well, the conspiracy theory turned out to be real, and here is. They don't have a name for the people who are conspiracy finders, for the want of a better term, do they?
No, that's it. And also, if you go into Google and you just Google 100 conspiracy theories proven correct over time, it's just ridiculous the amount of it. Shouldn't even the term conspiracy theorist. If I'm theorizing about something, I'll say, okay, well, I think that this is how it might have happened or gone down. That's a theory. The rest of the stuff we can damn well prove. It's public knowledge.
What would you rather believe, a Fed story or a conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
I'd rather get fed my story. Some people just feed it to me. I'll take it. Whatever you give me, I'll believe it.
Yes, but that's because they've been treating us like we're children for a long time. If you look at how the politicians speak to us, they speak very warm.
Yes,
and they're the parent dictating to us. Now, I'll tell you something interesting else that I've noticed is that if you look at what's going on in TV shows, especially morning shows and things like that, it might get a bit rough here, but if you look at the way Carl speaks, he speaks like this. So that he's all warm, and so the women sitting there watching him in the morning think, oh, he understands me. And the girls, on the other hand, they have that look about them, and their lips slightly parted, so that men sitting there watching them can go, oh, man, God, she's into me. Like, this is a subliminal stuff that they're using on us. Like, this is what they do.
I'm sorry. Are you saying that I'm doing subliminal things with my lips?
No, not you, Carl. The other Carl. Carl.
I was going to say.
Carl Stefanovic. So,
shit.
The way he speaks in that warm tone, so that he comes across subliminally as though he's understanding me, you know. So this is the kind of trickery that they're into. That they're
buddy. He's your lounge room buddy for the morning. That's what he is. You know.
Yeah, basically it.
What a load of rubbish. What a load of garbage. People can't see through that. Really, they need to go get some Windex in their eyes or something. I don't know. And what else to tell them? Absolutely crazy. It's a twisted up world at the moment, and luckily it's all been fixed. Lucky it's been fixed.
Thank you, Sarah. So, Glenn, you've been looking at the Intel channels all week. What's been the biggest surprise for you this week?
Well, there's nothing. There's lots of little things that have been happening. Really, there's the floods over in China, the Yangtze River. 56 people lost their lives. God bless them people that lost their lives, but 56 people lost their lives in that. Yeah, Three Gorges Dam. It's looking pretty grim at the moment. It's already had cracks in it, and now it's at full capacity. So they're expecting that to go. What was the other? Three Gorges Dam. There's which dam? The Hoover Dam. The fire at the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, that was interesting. The fire at the base of the Hoover Dam.
Yes. And if you have a look at the mapping system of America, it's really strange because the state behind the Hoover Dam is shaped like a guillotine, and then you've got a guy with his back, and the state next to that, to the guillotine, and right at the very bottom of the guillotine is the Hoover Dam in the corner. So if you pull it up on the map, you can have a look. There's actually a video I posted on my channel that shows you this, and I'll repost it again after this so people can get to see that. But yeah, it's quite interesting how it's all formatted. There's another guy with like a meat cleaver behind his back in one of the other states. Like, it's all been like drawn out as a story. Incredible. Right. And Hoover Dam is part of their thing. They wanted the Hoover Dam to go. Black hats I'm talking about. They want that Hoover Dam to go. You know, that's why they had all their satanic symbology on it. Someone said last time on one of the comments, Carl, that there wasn't any Masonic symbology on that dam.
Yes.
Well, I happened to post a heap of pictures after that showed it.
Yeah, I did see that. They're making interesting comments, thanks, Em, about Lake Mead. Yeah, a lot of bodies are coming up in a lot of barrels in Lake Mead. So it's revealing all sorts of secrets at the moment. I don't really know the geography of Hoover Dam, but if that wall burst, it's out in the desert, so it's not like it's a river that runs straight into Vegas, is it? What would happen?
There's more so like a finger of land that's on the coast that runs along that area from the bottom of it. That they said that part will just wash straight into the ocean.
Straight in the ocean.
It'll lose all that. You'll lose all of that because it's all sand substance that's holding it together there.
Right.
So it'll just wash it out. That's what they're tipping would happen. So you'd lose a whole part of the coastline.
One might think that would have an impact on the San Andreas Fault at some point.
Well, I heard it was another fault. I can't quite remember the Juan something fault. Does anyone know that one? There's another fault that
there are many.
Intending to use DARPA on.
No. I forget.
So it's not the San Andreas fault as you would think. So I'm not sure.
Probably San Andreas. Probably doesn't run that far south.
I'll
sort of thinking back.
So many names you got to remember, but it's Juan, they something, Vez or something. Fault line. I can't remember it now, so I'll find out. I haven't.
Years ago, I saw a redrawn world map after a cataclysmic event, and it showed that California was gone. There was a portion of Canada that was gone, that had just sort of dropped off and slid into the ocean, if you like. And there was some damage around the southern parts of Mexico as well. I just wonder how, because at the time you sort of look at that and you say, oh, that's just, insane and stupidity. Oh, God, Dave, that leg is killing me. But really, is it possible that that could have triggered an event that could see California washed off the side of America?
Oh, definitely so. And I'd say that the only reason why that map exists is because DARPA probably designed it. I would say.
Good point. Good point.
So I'd say it is possible with what they have, their technology. Well, with the technology they may have had, I'd probably even say that as well. So I do believe they have different. They have DARPA in different places. They haven't just got one main headquarters. They're all over the world, right? So it's a matter of shutting them down in every area before they do the damage. So I wouldn't want to be the white hats at the moment having to look for all this and try and find out where they're in hideout. Would be a nightmare. It's a big earth. It's a big earth. There's a lot of mountains, a lot of ranges, a lot of these tunnels. If they're 10 k's down, you think 10 k's down plus the height of the mountain. That's how
true. Yeah,
that's how far down we are. The job is just so enormous and so immense because it's such a big earth. It's a big. When people they say, when's it all going to come to? When's it all going to happen? Well, it's kind of a selfish thing to say when you've got other people down there fighting in these tunnels.
Yes, but you can't blame people for. We have the vast majority of people have no confirmation that there's any fighting going on in any tunnel anywhere.
Yeah.
And while they are wishing that this is happening, and we would like to see some, I'm sure I'm speaking for a lot of people, we would like to see some indication that it is actually happening. If these people are dying, why aren't we seeing body bags? Why aren't we seeing, because they're being stored somewhere where we're not able to see them. They're being taken out in a way we can't see them. But I understand the people's impatience wanting to get forward with this. It can only move forward as fast as the slowest piece of the puzzle, folks. That's the biggest problem. This whole thing has to be timed globally to the second. And that means every country, everywhere has to be sorted out to the second, and then the penny will drop. Then things will change, and there is a reason for that. Because if you were to let one country or two or three or half a dozen countries go first, then it's just going to create a ripple effect in the world that the world will not get over. It will allow for, civil uprisings. There would be all sorts of confusion, panic, anarchy, if you like. All the things that we believe this administration are trying to avoid. So I think that's something we've all got to be pretty conscious of. And yes, we do want it to happen sooner rather than later. And I don't know about you, Glenn. The intel that I've seen in the last 24 hours, not everyone, but many of them are pinning very strong comment on August as being very, very, very pivotal.
I think so, Carl.
But I remember we said this at the start of July.
Yes, I know. We at the start of July it was tipped for August. It was. So I do believe it is August. I'm thinking more towards late August myself. Right. So thing is, what people are got to realise is you can't tell the enemy the plan. As much as everyone wants to know, as much as everyone wants to know the time, a date. They want to see what's next, how they're doing it. You can't know, guys. You know, like if you know, they know. Show's over. The game's over. You know, like so. Remember, this is a game of chess. The game's already won. Now they're just playing the game out. They're just trying to play it out for as long as they can.
I just want to show you something that turned up in my inbox today. Now, this is a shot that was taken in Queensland. Not the usual kind of traffic you see moving around in the Wandai roundabout. Now, that is a Leopard tank on the back of a low loader. Now, I wasn't completely sure that we were still running the Leopards. I was very lucky many years ago to drive a Leopard and even luckier to go and spend a week as part of a tank crew in one. No, folks, we didn't kill anything. Well, that's not true. We did kill 9 things, 9 sheep who were asleep. About 3 o'clock in the morning, we came over a ridge. Traversing, it was called, and we were traversing hard. The farmer was meant to move his sheep out of the paddock. Oh, no. And unfortunately, we collected 9 of them, which was, well, not good for the bloke who had to wash the tracks out later. Can I just say that? It was a very messy job. But so interesting to me to see that that this thing is being moved around out west in sort of Western Queensland. And if you look at it, it's pretty hard to zoom in on it. I don't think I can zoom. No, I can't. But that isn't desert camo paint that's on it. It's filthy. Yeah. So she's been out in the bush bashing. Now, lots of training going on at the moment. That's what we hear, don't we? Lots of training.
Loads and loads of training. Lots of exercise. I saw a couple of I saw a couple of Air Force helicopters the other day, and I also saw a couple of Navy helicopters, the big white ones, fly across the coast down our way.
Yeah, okay.
Well. So I'm seeing some action in the air going on, and I thought we saw on the horizon an aircraft carrier. Too unsure, couldn't see it because I didn't have my binoculars, but it was pretty long. It didn't look like a cargo carrier to me. So I had a mate with me as well, and he said, "Yeah, it doesn't look like a cargo carrier." So
looked like an aircraft carrier, maybe. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, wouldn't be surprising down your way if they were floating around. They would be down that way, but yes. Not one of ours, not one of those helicopter landing ships we've got with the jump deck on it.
Maybe, who would know? But I know they have had Gary Beach in our Royal National Park closed for a long time now. You can't go in there. It's guarded by rangers. You can't go down. Last time I asked them, and let's say it would have been about 12 weeks ago now, I said, "What are you doing in there?" They said, "We're deer hunting." It was daytime.
Deer.
They said, "We're deer hunting." I said, "Oh, right, okay. I thought they deer hunt at night. Isn't that the best time to hunt deers?" And she goes, "Oh," she shrugged her shoulders at me, the ranger. I was like, I said, "Well, it's been closed a while. Can you tell me anything else that's going on down there?" She goes, "No, it's just deer hunting." I'm like, okay. Righto.
Hell of a lot of deer.
And you and I both know in this area. Yeah, you and I both know in this area down here that the actual deer hunting is actually given out to certain people, okay, who have the license to actually go and cull the deer. So there's no need for these people to be doing it.
No, that's not.
Yeah, you think they could have come up with a better excuse than the deer in the national park, wouldn't you? Yep. Hey, seriously.
Funny.
Deer hunting. Yeah. That's definitely what it's not. I know that. So there's something else going on down there. Obviously, I don't know. Maybe there's tunnel entrances through there. It's a national park. Be the best place to have them, wouldn't it? If you ask me.
I guess, yep.
You know, it's out in the middle of nowhere. So
either
tunnel entrances or submarine entrance cave coming in from that area somewhere to these tunnels. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, it'd be nice.
Fun.
Good to do a recce down there, actually.
Get on the You don't have to own a drone, do you?
No, I don't have a drone.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Looking forward to
No, but I got a boat.
Soon.
I got a boat, and Gary's on the beach.
Oh,
Yeah, well, maybe we can send you out to see if it was a bloody aircraft carrier or not.
Okay, if I don't come back, you know what's going on, okay?
Permission to board for that mission, Captain?
certainly, Patriot 101.
As long as we don't go 12 miles out at sea to the maritime law region, all right?
Yeah, beautiful. Hey, listen, Mrs. Cossack has let me know that there has been a slight technical snafu at her place, meaning the place is dark, so she can't get any light. So she's going to dip out on us this evening, which is a tad unfortunate, but I fully understand. So God love her. We'll have a chat with her at some stage in the next few days, maybe over the weekend, and we'll bring that one to you. On that note, I'm just about ready to. I started at 4 o'clock this morning, so my eyes are a bit saggy if you're looking at me anywhere. And my hair's flat because I've been in a cap all day. No, I haven't. I haven't changed my hair color or had a haircut. Although I do need a haircut. I was going to say, Glenn, you've got the guitar sitting there over your shoulder. I was wondering whether or not you'd managed to come up with another. You've got hundreds of them. That's what we want. So, well, before you get into that, you go and get yourself ready. But everybody can say goodbye or do whatever they got to do, because there's no point in us saying goodbye, having you play a song, and then us coming back and having another 15-minute conversation about it. So
that's true too.
Because we do love you. We'll all say, trust me, we'll stay around long enough to tell you how good you are.
Look, I'm not about that. It's just
I know, mate. I know.
Okay, well, I've got to say good night to my crew. Thanks for everyone coming over. So we just shut my stream down. You guys are unreal. You've all walked straight over here into Carl's channel. I have spread it out on my channels and that and shared it. But, guys, it is brilliant, okay? And if we can merge these two populations that we've got here between Carl and myself, guys, as a nucleus, we've got a big start in this war, I tell you, and that's what we're out to do. That's what we're trying to do, all right? The idea of me and Carl playing around isn't to waste your Friday night. It's to try and see if we can get out to as many people as we can and make a system that's going to work, okay? So bear with us. We're having a go, folks, okay? We're not sitting in our asses just trying to, pull in numbers. That's not what it's about, okay? What it's about is trying to get this message out everywhere, and we mean everywhere. So to all my guys, all Carl's guys that have, put up with us tonight, switched channels, done whatever we've asked to do, followed us around Facebook, followed us around YouTube. We love you guys, all right? Let's just keep it up, and let's get to Project Matilda, okay? Let's get it happening. So thanks, everyone. Absolutely. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Captain Canberra's wife. And thank you, Carl Liebold.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I hope you all have a lovely week. Don't go and do anything I wouldn't. We'll probably catch up over the weekend because, we just can't stay away from each other, can we?
Someone's going to fight the war?
No, not Kaz. Captain Canberra.
I beg your pardon. Captain Canberra, anything to say goodnight?
Yeah, just keep fighting, guys. Sorry. Yeah. That's it.
That's exactly right. Hands up. Keep fighting.
Or start fighting.
Yeah. Unite and fight.
All right. You're going to intro your song for us, Patriot 101. What's she all about tonight?
Okay. This song is called Not Ever. You'll like it. You'll comprehend when I start playing it what it's about. We all decide what scene we're in. To have the faith to know within. Make or break, this set's for you. The light of day still shining through. You won't suppress us. We'll never be a failure to your lies. And all your promises are things you'll never do. We see the dark side of your plans to take control of this whole world. And I assuredly You're not the ones who pull our strings. We're not your slaves, you're not our kings. Now you have to face the truth. The beast is slain, we have the proof. You won't suppress us, we'll never be a failure to your lies. We know your promises of things you never do. We see the dark side of your plans to take control of this whole world. And I assuredly know you'll never get your way. We see the dark side of your plans to take control of this whole world. And I assuredly know you'll never get your way. No, not today.
Yay!
Thank you.
Jesus, I think I blew a nut getting that high. Mate, thank you. Thank you. Love your way going out. Really, really great way to end the show. Really appreciate it. The Guru's back. And yes, very,
brilliant,
very well
son.
done.
Love it, love it. We got to get together and have a jam, Patriot.
Well, we are. You're coming to my studio, my friend, or I'm coming to your boat.
Okay. Okay, it's this week, I think. This week.
Jeez, well, hang on. Wait around, because we're trying to get me down to Sydney. All right? We're trying to... Biggest problem I have coming to Sydney is that I've got to go to Harvey Bay on the 12th and get down to Sydney and be able to get home again before the world changes or I get locked down with one of you bastards. And somehow I don't think that me, Mrs. Guru, and Mr. Guru on that boat's going to be a real fun time.
We'll make it fun, mate. We'll have a ball, buddy.
Sure
Don't you worry.
Yeah, there'll be a whole new form of streaming going on.
Oh, it'll be an awesome jam. It'll be an awesome jam.
It will be an awesome jam. Yeah, you got a keyboard there? I can't play the guitar, but I can play a keyboard.
The keyboard's not here, actually. I can grab one. That's no problem.
Nah, it's all right, mate. Pair of pots or pans I can drum too.
Yeah, we've got one.
Really
It's just not
badly.
here.
Really
Can't fit
badly.
everything on the boat, mate. I've only got a couple of guitars on here. That's all.
Look, you and your bloody excuses. All right.
Okay, guys.
Love your work, gentlemen. It's been fun. We'll do it all again next week.
Great night, guys. Thank you very much. See you all. Thanks
night.
all my viewers for coming over to Carl's. Excellent. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's rock!